Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Richardson. It's JJ Diamond, Jackie, Deja, whatever y'all call me. First, we want to thank God for being alive for another day. Want to see what the weather is today. Alexa, what's the weather today here in Charlotte? She's being disobedient. Alexa, what is the weather today in Charlotte?
Right now in Charlotte, it's 64 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Today's forecast has intermittent clouds with a high of 81 degrees and a low of 62 degrees.
Thank you, Alexa. No, I said it backwards. Alexa, thank you.
You bet. Have a good morning.
Alexa, you as well.
That's nice of you to say.
Today, some days Alexa can be real nice, and then some days she can be disobedient. Just like the human beings of the world, they created her to be just like the human beings of the world. So that way people can see what they do and how they act. And I can appreciate it. Okay. Today, I want to talk about conscious consumption. Okay, and this is going to probably be a two-part podcast, but because I have some other things to say before I get into what the meaning of conscious consumption means and what we need to work on as human beings, okay? First, I want to talk about Neo and his wife. Shout out to Neo. I love Neo. And he had posted a picture or video of him and his wife on the yacht, and she was dancing on him, okay? And people were being negative towards her. Okay, I find that to be very disturbing, that they were being negative towards her because that is her husband, okay? And as a wife, okay, as a wife, and I'm saying this because I've been in wife shoes twice in my life. As a wife, you are supposed to meet the needs of your husband, okay? And if you feel like his needs is giving him a lap dance for his birthday, and he feels like you've met the needs of him, that's their choice, okay? So I just had to say that because, I was hearing too much negative about this woman, and women are supposed to do these type of things. You'd rather do it for your husband than to see your husband out getting it from another woman, because what you won't give your man, another woman will. So shout out to Neil's wife. I think her name is Crystal. Shout out for holding your husband down, okay? In my book, That Boxer, I had the same thing going on, okay? And it wasn't even my husband. We were just in a long-term relationship. You have to learn how to keep your men home and appreciate what you give them versus them going out to seek it from another woman. Okay? So I just want to bring that to play. And I'm going to talk about that in one of my podcasts. I don't know when, but I'm going to bring that up because I didn't like how they were coming at her. She should have been disrespected for what she did, and she did nothing wrong, And like I said, I think her name is Crystal. Crystal, keep doing what you do, baby girl. Hold on to your man. And that's how I'm going to handle that one. I also want to talk about real quick, back into this political issue thing. First, I want to give a shout out to all of the music artists that put their work in for the last 6 months, talking to the youth and trying to get them mentally ready to vote. Okay, I want to shout out all of the rappers and singers out there that put their work in. One was Meek Mills, Ludacris, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg. It was a lot of them, that was out there, and they were pretty much trying to get these people ready to do their job. Now, the radio. Okay, I'm sick of y'all. Everybody's sick of y'all. Enough is enough. Let the politicians do their job. We already know what we have to do. We know what we're supposed to do. Okay, I'm trying to hurry up and get out of Charlotte so I can go vote. Okay, because I'm a resident of Charlotte and I can't vote at this time. So I'm trying to hurry up and get myself out the state so I can go and participate with everybody else. Okay, however, y'all being bullies now. Enough is enough. Okay, we don't want to hear no more about how you feel about Trump, how you feel about Biden. We don't want to hear no more about this, okay? Because now what y'all doing is pushing the people away, okay? We're dealing with the new generation, okay? And the new generation don't like pressure. They don't like peace. They want peace because they're trying to learn the way of life. And y'all are constantly bullying them into whatever y'all so-called want them to do instead of training them to learn what is right. This is why I've been putting out here, and I said it in my podcast yesterday, people, you need to read about the Great Depression. You need to read about the Spanish flu. You need to read about World War II. Okay, history is about to repeat itself. There is not one president, whether Biden or Trump win, that can stop this from happening because this is a world issue. Okay, so with that being said, you need to pay attention to your history and then you can make the decisions on who you want to vote for. Don't allow people to keep bullying you into doing what they want you to do. Okay. And that's just the bottom line. Okay. And I have to talk to my people. I have to talk to my kids and I'm going to tell them what's right. Okay. Stop listening to these radio shows that's telling you you better vote for this one. They want to keep. Let me tell you something. Shout out to my brother-in-law. He had made a great statement the other day. You know, when you pointing the finger at somebody, you know, you look at how you point your finger at somebody. When you point your finger down, okay, your thumb is always up. But then when you come back up, you're pointing your finger at you. Okay, so those that constantly keep pointing their finger at someone because they don't have the knowledge to understand what's going on, they need to check themselves. Okay, and I spoke about that yesterday, and we're going to talk about that today. Conscious consumption. Okay, because a lot of these people, whether they're old, whether they're leaders, whether they're supposed to be people to give us information, they are wrong for the things that they are doing. Let these politicians do their job. They get paid very well to do their job. We go on YouTube, we see them. They're speaking to us daily. We don't need no more of y'all. Okay, forcing who y'all want to win this election. And I'm going to say it again. I don't know how smart y'all really are, but there's not one president, nor Trump, nor Biden, can help what's about to happen to the world. Okay, now, I also want to say this. I want to give a little prayer, you know, for the people in Nigeria. Okay, the cops killed them up, you know, the same way they be doing over here. Okay, worlds. And I'm going to say it again, worlds. Okay, people, this is not just something that's happening in America. Only thing that's happening in America right now is we're being prepared to vote. But they're not being prepared to vote around the world for Trump and Biden. Okay, so pay attention to what's going on. Jehovah God, I ask y'all to cover these people in Nigeria and all around the world, Jehovah God, because everybody is just going mad, Jehovah God. I mean, these things has been going on for years, and now, you know, it's starting to come up to play where we're seeing all of these things right out in front of us, and it's not right, Jehovah God. And I need you to take over, Jehovah God, because everybody is mentally sick right now, Jehovah God, and we have to come to a conclusion and understanding of what you want from us, Jehovah God, because this has to stop, Jehovah God. And we will now bow to you, Jehovah God, and give you what you asked for, Jehovah God. I ask you to just cover us all in your son's blood, Jehovah God, and I ask you in your son Jesus Christ's name, amen. I had to pray for Nigeria, y'all, because, you know, they are one of the countries that support Miss JJ. So, yeah, I had to put a prayer over them for what's going on over there. The same thing that's been going on over there for decades is going on over here as well. And now they're starting to receive it and it's going public. Okay, because those things have been going on over there for years upon years. Okay. However, like I stated again, everything that's going on right now is worldly. There's not a president in America that can stop what's going to go on and what's getting ready to happen to us in this world. Okay, it's not just about the COVID. Okay, and y'all need to pay attention. Okay, y'all know when I get all hyper and I don't know the words. I'm getting tired. Enough is enough. I'm tired of looking at these so-called successful people and they're not putting out the right information. They're bullying the people. They're just doing too much. Enough is enough. Okay? And I'm not going to call names. You know who you are. Okay? Now, it's okay to voice who you believe in. But to constantly keep drilling and drilling, you're pushing the kids away. Kids rebel when things are being thrown at them too much. And this is why conscious consumption is trending right now. Because while y'all worried about all of that voting, we're trying to teach these kids how to accept and how much to accept and how much to block off. Because y'all will kill a dream. Okay? So, with that being said, I covered Nigeria. That was one of my biggest things. I covered Neo, shout out to him and his wife. I'm glad that y'all doing well, and now we're going to get into this podcast. Okay. Conscious consumption. Conscious means to be aware of what's going on. Okay. Being aware of your surroundings, being aware of what you take into your brain, being aware of what you, take into your body, just being aware of everything around you. Okay. Consumption. How much do you take in? How much do you consume? Okay. This is what we're going to talk about today. You have to be aware of your consumption. Okay. And we're going to talk about it in several sectors. Okay. Mind, body, soul, spirit. Okay. Mind. For years and years and upon years, we're being taught, and I want to say this too. There's this post that's going around, and it's so funny. It is, where there was a little girl. She was her third birthday, and she was about to blow out her candles, and the little girl next to her did it for her. Okay, and when she did it, she got angry because she wanted to keep trying to do it herself. So she grabbed the little girl and started wailing on her. Okay. And it was so funny. It was just funny. Okay. But now I want y'all to look at the bigger picture. This is a 3-year-old. Okay. And the other little girl looked like she might have been 5. Okay. What have they been exposed to? Okay. Yes, we need a laugh and we look at it and we laugh. But what have them children been exposed to? What their minds have consumed for this little girl to turn around because this other little girl blew out her candle to grab her hair and immediate want to fight with her? What have they been exposed to? Now, 1, the little girl that blew out her candle, yes, she was wrong. So that means she's been exposed to stepping over boundaries, meaning when she's used to watching her mom or maybe dad, if someone can't do it, instead of allowing them to ask for help, they jump right to it. That's what that tells you what that child was taught. Okay? So her mind was, she can't blow it out. Let me help her. Okay? Now, the other little girl, what was she exposed to? Every time she gets angry within her emotions, you're supposed to what? Hit. Okay? Now I tell y'all all the time, and I've been telling y'all this for years and years, for the last 7 years that I've been into this game with this nonprofit. Leadership starts in the home, people. And what we teach our children is who they're going to be. What we do around our children is who they're going to be. And sometimes they do go outside and pick up other nonsense. Okay? However, we have to watch what we do. Granted, we laugh at these type of things, but in the back of your mind, you're saying, wow, do I want my child to be like that? She could have just said, why you blow out my candle? But she's 3. So she acted out in rage. Is that the type of child we want growing up in today's time? Because by the time she's 16, she's going to be a beast. Won't nobody be able to control her. Okay? So y'all pay attention to the things that y'all are consuming. Now, when they're children, they can't pay attention to it because they don't understand. That means you as an adult have to play your part and realize what you're putting out there for people to consume. Okay? That's the mindset. Now, music. Let me do music. They tried to blame a lot of the, I would say, how can I put it? I don't want to put it to where y'all don't understand it. Because that's one thing I know about the new generation. They don't understand a lot of things the way we speak them. So that's why we have to break these things down so they can understand them to full capacity. Because if they don't understand what you're saying, they're going to ignore it. And this is why a lot of the kids today are ignoring things because they don't understand. And then it seems as if you ask for help, or if you ask for the understanding, now you're looked at as stupid. They don't want to be looked at as stupid or idiot, so they refuse to ask for help. Okay, so now I want you to understand this. Okay, why these kids are the way they are today. Why this generation is the way they are. Why they lash out the way they do. Okay? But I want to break this down the best way I know possible. They say that the music has an effect on the children. The music has an effect on the people. Okay? Now we know all different type of music is made. Everybody has they love for whatever type of music. Okay? And the understanding of the music. That's why now they're starting to put the words. They're starting to get people out there actually explaining why they wrote a song if they can't understand it. And majority of the time we try to actually write the songs where they can understand. It may sound like we're speaking like a fifth grader, but we're doing that so the lowest mind can understand what is being said. Okay, so it won't be determined that what you said wasn't understandable, but it's being followed. Okay, so I did want to break that down on the rapper's behalf because I am a rapper. I am a writer, so I feel like it was a need to explain why we write the way we write, why we say things that we say, and too much of anything is going to be a destruction. Okay, so you got some of these rappers out here that, you know, everything they talk about is killing, dying, jail, money. Okay, like I said, too much of anything is a destruction. We've learned as music artists to switch up your flow, switch up your way of thinking, switch up. Like with me, I'm versatile. I can talk knowledge in one song and I can talk being a slut in another. Okay? But a slut for my mates. Not a slut just out here. Okay? Behind closed doors in my privacy. Okay? So, I say this to say, you know, we have to learn to let some things go sometime. And this is with the music industry. Okay, I'm just speaking on this real quick. This is just with the music industry. When you see too much of one thing on the radio, okay, or being played, it's time to switch up your flow. That's how we know that you're a real artist. Okay, it's time to switch up what you talk about. You know, talk about love. You know, talk about your way of thinking about getting money. You know, talk about something else, because too much of one thing is a destruction. Okay? So now they're saying listening to the radio or listening to some of the music artists is messing up the kids' brains. Watching TV is messing up the kids' brains, okay? Being on the computers or the video games is messing up the kids' brains. And it's all correct because too much of anything can be a destruction. You have to balance it, people, a little bit at a time and analyze what's going on in this particular event, whether it's the TV, whether it's the music, whether it's the video games. You have to realize what's going on. This is why I love the video game Roblox. You know, they got Roblox is the actual company. Bloxburg is one that my daughter plays. Then they have one that's the Tower of Hell, the Tower of Good. You know, they have a variety of games. But it's up to you as a parent what you will allow your child to interact with. Now, I love Bloxburg because it's everyday living. You know, and now they just added babies, so now they can go in there, build their houses, go to work. They got babies now, you know. And like my daughter was saying, oh, God, Mommy, this baby was crying, you know. And I'm saying, like, now you understand, you know, what I went through with you. And I had to give it its bottle and get its moods up. And I was like, yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to cater to the baby, you know. So this is why one of the reasons I allow my daughter to play this game. And I give her money, whatever she wants, to buy the stuff that she needs to buy to be successful in this game. Okay, and it's the same with life. We have to prepare our kids and our families for success. Okay, but not too much success. Okay, it can be very overwhelming mentally and physically for a person. Okay, now we want to talk about this other thing. When you feel like you're consuming too much, okay, this is where therapy steps in at, people. When you start feeling depressed, stressed, overwhelmed, feeling like you might want to commit suicide, like you're tired of just living in this world because of everything that's going on around you, the things that you hear, the things that you have to experience, the things that you have to be around. Seek therapy, okay, ASAP. Now, here in North Carolina, it's really hard to get therapy, and it's very sad, okay? Shout out to Maryland. Y'all on it, you know what I mean? Anytime a person, whether it be child or adult, need therapy, y'all are there with open doors all through the state. So I appreciate y'all. New York, y'all another one. Ready, willing, and able to give the help that's needed for any individual that's feeling uneasy, okay? Because they have consumed too much. Okay, and they are off balance, and now they have to release. Okay, now we have some of us here, you know, that we have strong faith, so we may not need to go to therapy. Even though I do have strong faith, sometimes I need to go to therapy. Okay, however, it's not saying that you're crazy. You just need to release some of all the pressure that you are consuming in your brain because your brain is overloaded. Okay, so it's starting to stress your body out. So this is why we have to be aware of these type of things, because you will go crazy. Okay, some people are walking around crazy and don't even know it. Some people going to work every day talking on the radio and they crazy as Betsy Bugs and don't even know it. They need to see a counselor or a therapist and don't even know it because they have consumed just too much. Okay. Now we want to talk about the consumption of and being conscious of the consumption of the foods that we intake in our bodies. Okay. Now we know that too much salt can harm us. We know too much sugar can harm us. We know too much of anything can harm us. Okay. Too much alcohol. You know, people that go out and they want to drink and party and all that stuff. You know that can harm us. It harms our organs. People that use drugs, they know it can harm you. Okay, too much of anything can destroy you. Okay, so you have to be aware of these things that you consume. And be conscious of these things. Okay? Even too much crime and going to jail is too much. Okay? You have to be aware of everything you do. This is why we talk every single day. Not only, they want to throw it off on the politicians about how the cops are acting, granted because the government has hired them to serve and protect us. Okay? But it's not all of them. So being that it's not all of the cops that's doing the dirty work out here and they're doing the dirty stuff, that means the way of thinking, what they're consuming inside, whether they're consuming it from the streets, whether they're consuming it from the radio, TV, and these are grown people. So grown people do it as well, not only children. We have to get to the bottom of the way people think. Okay, that is what's destroying us. Okay, not because this person feel like because they black, they want to kill them, or because they feel like you got on red today, you might be a gang member. No, it has nothing to do with that. You have to think the process out. And these people are not thinking the process out. They are just doing whatever they feel is needed. Okay? And they are consuming too much negative, which is putting out negative. Okay? I don't know if y'all knew that. If you take in a lot of negative, that's what you're going to put out, a lot of negative. Okay? With your way of thinking. I had a person say something to me the other day, I was pretty much asking them, like, why they so grimy? Why they just, the way they do things. And they said, well, I'm from Philly. That's not a reason for you to, because you have consumed a lot of negative in your state, that it's okay to put all of that negative back into the world. Okay? Some things we need to just mentally get rid of. It doesn't deserve to go back in the world because this is what you consumed. Okay? That's like, my mother was on drugs when I was coming up. And this is what she put into, the home. We knew about drugs because she used them. She didn't do it right in front of us, but we knew she was on it. We could smell it, So that don't mean because she was doing it that it was okay, even though we consumed it. Okay? You have to be aware of what you put into your mind and your bodies, people, because it will destroy you long term. And that's just the bottom line. Even with spirituality, faith in God, it will destroy you. You have to have a balance. There's something that I read yesterday, and I was kind of surprised. I was like kind of amazed. It was something I read about how I don't want to misinterpret what it was saying. I want to get it right for you guys. It was pretty much saying that you need evil and good. Okay? Because if you don't have evil, you don't know what good is. Okay? We're not saying be the perfect person. Okay? Because nobody's perfect. We wouldn't know that if you consume too much sugar, you'll get diabetes unless somebody got diabetes. So somebody had to be the guinea pig. Okay? I'm going to just say that. We wouldn't know that if you didn't eat too much salt and have minimal stress. Have a lot of stress. That you wouldn't get hypertension or high blood pressure unless somebody else went through it. So we have to have bad in order to obtain good, to appreciate good. Okay? Kindness. We're going to talk about kindness real quick. Everybody's running around talking about let's have good vibes and be kind to each other. And the reason being is because we've been around so much bad, we're tired now. But if we didn't have that bad, how would we know what kindness is? So that's what makes us different. Okay? Because we said ourselves, ooh, that person is different. They bad. I don't want to be like that. I want to be good. So I'm going to design myself to be like this. This is who I'm going to be. That person used drugs. I don't want to use drugs. I'm going to design myself to be like this. So if we didn't see the bad, we wouldn't know what good is. Okay? So I just wanted to throw that out there. So, and again, we need the bad in order to appreciate the good. However, we need more good than we do bad. Because now it's more bad than it is good. And we have to work on the people's minds. Okay? And when I say work on the people's minds, work on how we are dealing with the people's minds. Stop trying to overwhelm them with so much information that they can't comprehend it. Okay? And that's what we're doing. And it's sad. It's sad. It looks really bad. The next 2 generations is going to be a mess. They won't be able to survive because of the way y'all doing things. We talk about stop bullying, and this is what y'all doing. Y'all may not look at it as being bullied, but mental abuse, too much of anything can be a distraction. Okay? Now I want to talk about religion. You know, you got all these ministers, these priests, you know, you got to have religion, you got to have religion, you got to have religion. You got to live this way, you got to do this, you got to do that. Okay? Then you meet somebody that is totally faithful, totally faithful to God. Okay? And they don't want to accept you because you're not totally faithful to God. You may not be ready to consume everything that God has put out there to offer. So you can't force people into the things that you want them to do. You have to gradually, the same with food. Like people tell me, oh, I drink Red Bull. I'm going to drink up Red Bull. I drink Red Bull and it gives me the jitters. It gives you the jitters because you turned it up and you just told your body that you want all of this stuff real fast. That's why it gives you the jitters. Red Bull has never given me the jitters. Okay? It can make me feel uneasy depending on what medications I've taken. That's why I have to watch certain medications that I take. But it doesn't give me the jitters because I sip on it like it's a drink. Okay? So it gets into my system slowly. Okay? And this is the way we have to do things. Now everybody, being that the COVID is out, we're starting to eat healthy. Okay, well, not me. I've been doing this for years. But you got these newer people that's coming on board, you know, and we welcome you. But you can't overdo it once again. Okay, you have to have a balance. When you are eating and drinking all of these different things to keep your body healthy, your body will eventually get immune to it. Okay? And I think I talked about this when I was talking about my allergies. And allergies in general. Your body will get immune to it. So, with that being said, and this is being conscious of your consumption, what you are putting in your body. Okay? You can't have these things every single day. Okay? Because your body will get immune and then it will no longer benefit you. So sometimes you have to take a break. Okay. Now me, I try to detox every single day because I do put some bads in my body. I'll eat like yesterday, I ate ice cream, where ice cream could be good for some people, but it's not good for me. So it was like an automatic detox for me. Okay. So if ice cream detox me, why would I go and take my other detox? You understand what I'm saying? You can't overdo anything because the body will react. Okay? Other thing, getting back to the spiritual side of it, being conscious of what your brain consumes. There are a lot of religions out here. This is why in the book of Revelations, all religions will be deleted. Okay? For those that don't understand what's going on and why religion is going to be deleted in the book of Revelations when we go into the new world, is because you have too many religions that are trying to get people to go with them. So they always want to act better and compete with the other religions, which is a sin. Okay? To compete is a sin. Okay? So, you got all these religions. No, I want you to come with me. We got all these Bibles. We got all this stuff that's trying to bring us to religion. And this is why the people are falling back from religion. Because it's just too much to consume. I got this religion over here telling me this. I got the Muslim religion telling me this. I got the Christian religion telling me this. I got the Catholic religion telling me this. I got the Seventh-day Adventists telling me this. I got the Jehovah's Witnesses telling me this. I got all these different religions telling me. I got the Buddhas telling me this. When there's only one God, there's only one universe. Okay? So that will make people rebel. Because your brain is consuming too much. God realized that. I don't know if y'all can hear my stomach. I'm hungry. But God realizes this. And this is why I laugh at everybody. And this is why I want y'all to get into y'all history books and start reading some of this stuff, people. Y'all have gotten away from reading. And y'all need to read. Y'all need to go back to your history books. There's a lot of things that we forgot, even myself. Being in school and you read these things, you pass these classes, and in 20, 30 years, you forget about all that stuff. It took for my daughter to go to homeschool, being homeschooled. Shout out to her school, Virtual Academy. They have taken religion out of the school. They don't teach nothing with religion. However, my daughter's school does, okay? And they also teach religion through history, and I can appreciate that. Okay. And it was things that I didn't know, that I wasn't even taught when I was coming up, that I learned in her school and did the research, and it's there. Okay. And this is why I tell y'all, do the research, people. There's nothing bigger than what's getting ready to happen to us. And we need to be focused and be ready. And it's not a president that's going to help us through this. Okay. Because it's got to happen regardless. Because history is about to repeat itself. And y'all need to understand that. And stop pointing the finger. Because the reason why a lot of us, and I thank God that I didn't get the COVID, but the reason why a lot of the people did get the COVID is because they wasn't healthy. Or they was thinking they were healthy, but they made their bodies immune to everything that they was eating every single day. So it didn't work anymore. People say to me, Jackie, why you stop working out? Like, right now I'm in the process of losing weight. Okay, I haven't worked out now one day. I haven't, no, I'm telling the fib. I did get up and do me a little bit of workout, and I was walking. Y'all know I was walking. But I was preparing my body for my job. Okay, that's why I was walking, not because I wanted to lose weight, but because I knew when I got to my new job, I was going to lose weight anyway. Because I was putting in extra activities. I was burning off more calories. Because if you watch the calories that you eat, and you putting in work on a daily basis, your body's going to lose fat regardless. Okay? And I learned this by watching the children. Okay, how they can eat a big old plate of food, and food that you couldn't even consume, and they won't gain no weight. And that's because their metabolism is high, and they're constantly moving around, constantly walking. Activity is the key, people. Get up, walk, get out your bed. Okay? And so much of that can harm you as well. But you'd rather have activity in your life than to be laying down all the time. I learned this in Maryland, and I didn't even know this. When we lay down, okay, and then I'm going to bring this up, and then I'm going to bring up something else that I talked about with somebody else. And I'm going to take this into religion real quick, and some of y'all may agree, some of y'all may not. However, when you lay down, all organs slow down, okay, including your blood, your heart, okay. That's why people say, sleep is the cousin of death. That's what they say. However, but we need the rest in order to regenerate ourselves to keep going, okay. But the reason why they say it's the cousin of death is because everything slows down to the almost close to death. Okay, it slows down tremendously, and it can slow down so much that the blood can clot, depending on what's going on in your body. If you're not eating the right foods to keep your blood flowing, okay, a lot of things can happen when you lay down. So this is why you constantly got to be active. This is why we constantly have to consume certain foods so we won't get these blood clots or allow our organs to break down. Okay. I always make this statement. This lady was saying to me, we was talking about it, about Jesus Christ, how when he was crucified and he resurrected 3 days later. And I said, you know why Jesus Christ resurrected three days later? Because he drank red wine. She was like, oh, no, that wasn't red wine. Jesus didn't drink fermented grapes. How do you know? This is what God put on the earth for us. This is how we know about it today. Okay? Now, that's all wine is fermented grapes. Okay? Spoiled grapes. Okay? And sometimes we can ferment our stuff to spoil it faster with vinegar. Okay? So now, did people know that vinegar detoxes the blood? Okay? That's why we drink the apple cider vinegar. This is why the whole world is on it now. We drink the apple cider vinegar not only to lose weight, but to detox the blood daily. Okay? Jesus drank the wine because grapes are good for the heart. Okay? And with it being fermented, meaning spoiled, it dilutes the blood. Now, if his blood wasn't diluted before they did all of the poking and everything they did to him, which was, I couldn't even watch that movie that they had made because my heart just, I couldn't take it. I'm very emotional people. He wouldn't have survived. His blood was thin enough so when they laid him to rest, that his blood was still able to flow and it wouldn't clot. That's why he resurrected. So we drink the wine in honor of Jesus Christ because he taught us that. We need to keep our blood flowing in order to survive. He didn't say drink a whole bottle, get drunk, fall out, throw up. He didn't say all that. Because that's not what he did. He had a glass of wine and he thought he was going to his death. But it actually saved him. This is why we drink wine, especially red wine, to keep our blood thin when we lay down. It also helps you rest good too. You sleep hard, It's a lot of things to it, but we still have to watch how much of that stuff we put in our bodies because it's toxic. Being aware of how much we put into anything is toxic. It becomes toxic. I'm going to see y'all on the next podcast. This one is running and it's almost over. And I do have a little bit more to say. I don't want to let it go right now. So, I'll see y'all on the second podcast in just a second. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me.